Hey, hey, hey,
You're so ridiculous.
hey.
What did you do yesterday?
You hear the vibes?
I hear it. I hear it. I got
Okay,
a little something. I got a
okay.
little. That's all I
Hey,
got for you right there. That's
hey,
it. Little something. That's all I got.
hey, hey. What up, Nicole?
What's up?
What's poppin', folks? What's going on? Oh, are we there now? Are we there
We
now?
there. We there.
All right, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and pull it up because I feel like it's gonna be one of them days, one of them conversations.
Okay. Well, let's see.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
What did you do yesterday?
I celebrated 139 years of the college I graduated from, Tuskegee University. Mother Tuskegee was founded July 4th, 1881. We have 139 years of greatness in a swift growing South, as we do say. And yeah, man, that's what 4th of July means to me. I got on the grill, you know what I'm saying? Did my little thing, had some chicken, had
Mm-hmm.
some jerk shrimp, had some jerk
Uh-huh.
chicken. What else we had on there? Well, I put some pineapples on the grill.
Okay.
And man, put some steak on the grill.
Okay.
It was a whole vibe. It was a whole vibe, man.
Right.
Entertained some company. I mean, it was cool,
Chill.
man.
A chill
Good
day.
time, good
Okay.
vibes.
Okay. What about today? What you been doing? Nothing. Chilling.
Oh, today is chill day. Today is pre work day chill day.
Yeah, it's self-love Sunday for me. Like at one point I was like, just turn your phone off. Just
Turn it
turn
off.
it. Yeah, turn it off. Turn it off. Yeah. Self-love.
Self love.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do yesterday?
Yesterday I actually I didn't do too much. I did a little, well, I didn't grill. I brought some items, but I didn't grill. And we had steak, we had pineapples, we had chicken, a little shrimp.
Okay.
Okay. So I ate good, but we didn't pop any fireworks or any of that. I walked in the house. My niece had on all black. She's 14 years old. And so, ready.
Cool.
Yes. Yes. She was like, oh, I got on all black Poetic Justice shirt with Tupac on it. I was
Okay.
like, okay, Niecy Pooh, go ahead. Go
Okay. Okay.
ahead. Yeah. So I didn't do too much and then chill for the rest of the day.
Ain't,
Nothing.
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Nothing.
No, but yeah. I don't know, man. I had the itch, man.
You had the what?
I got sidetracked. I had the itch, man. Like I hadn't grilled since Labor Day,
Oh,
so it was time, man. It was
okay.
time for me to get in my grilling bag, man. I can't go too long without getting my grill on.
Nah. I know how to grill, but if I don't have to, I won't.
But that's see.
See what?
I'm
See what? You about to judge me?
not about to judge you. You know what I'm saying, like
I mean, I'll help chop up some stuff. I'll help, get some stuff together. But if I don't have to stand outside and grill, I'm not going to.
I
It's
mean,
hot
I
as
feel
hell
you,
in Florida.
huh?
It's hot here in Florida.
No, I feel you. I feel you. I definitely
90 degrees out there.
It is.
Attitude.
It is.
Attitude.
I'm with you on that, man. I'm definitely not the person that just automatically want to go to the grill. But I mean, if I'm on the grill, though, I'm gonna do my thing, though. I'm gonna do my thing.
Okay. Okay.
You best believe I'm gonna do my thing.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate you haven't experienced the greatness that comes with the cooking and the preparation that I does. Like that's just what I mean. One of them things that's just what I do. That's just what I do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm listening.
So
I
what you? So you got Jack? What you mixing it with right now?
Jack and ginger beer.
Okay, I can feel the vibe.
Yeah, it's good. It's
I ain't
honey
put
Jack, so it's a good balance.
ginger beer is my solid go-to mixer when it comes to most beverages.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good mix. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm on my regular. I'm with the rose vibes.
Rose all day. Yeah.
It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying,
Okay.
lifestyle. So honestly, I feel like why it's still fresh,
Okay. Go ahead.
We're gonna go right into it, man. Why it's still fresh.
Mhm.
We were having a topic, and actually, it's actually interesting because I had this conversation. I know. Well, I don't know. Do you watch the show?
Nope.
Okay. Um. So Lena Waithe,
Mhm.
uh, is the writer slash director, what have you, of The Shy.
Mhm.
Um, and one thing that she has been quoted of saying this season on The Shy is that it was going to be the gayest season ever. So subsequently, one of the characters from last season got kicked off the show, or got killed off the show because his character this season was supposed to actually um, have the role of having his significant other be transgender.
Mm.
So he decided that he was good and he decided to part ways. So they killed him on the show. Then they brought old buddy that played Johnny Gill in the New Edition joint.
Okay.
And so he's on the show now and he plays the character of one of the young dude's little brothers.
Mhm.
And he is the one dating the transgender woman. But
Okay.
he's like a former he like a thug, former thug with the
Uh huh.
jail
Uh huh.
type joint. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happens that he's in a relationship with a transgender um, woman. So it was a lot of backlash, because of that character and the different direction it's going into. And so I had some conversations throughout the week, and one of those was like, for me personally, I don't really care what you choose to do, but like a show like The Shy, it's just been on for like 3 different seasons, and then we lose like 4 characters from last season to this season, 4 main characters, and then it's like now they're changing the storyline, and it's like I just think it's just lazy writing. Like that's my issue with it.
Why do
Like
you think it's? But wait, why do you think it's lazy writing?
because of where does it fit into the actual show? Like it didn't like the name of the show is The Shy. The premise of the show are these main characters that go through different situations in The Shy, and
Mhm.
now it's like one thing I felt like prior to what they're doing now, like it was more of a family show, like
Mhm.
not necessarily a family show, but more of a family show, because it had more relatable events, but it's like and it was never anything like actually sexual. Like I don't remember them having a sex scene prior to this season, and like the first scene of this season was one of the child's mother getting married to her girlfriend, and then
Mhm.
like and also in the episode like they had sex, and like she pulled out a strap on and like him and they started making out, and I'm like I don't even remember them having sex scenes prior to that, and so I don't know, like you watch Power, you watch Insecure, you're going to expect them having sex. Like that's the tone they set. Like
Right.
this show's never been about that. So it's like they're trying to go into this direction.
Do you
And
think they're trying to push like the agenda? Is that what you're trying to say without saying
I don't
it?
know. I don't. No, I'm not saying that. That's blatant. Like she said it's going to be the gay season ever. Like that's not. It's not about an agenda. It's her agenda. I'm not. It's not the
So
agenda.
are you still watching the show?
I mean this is a today will be the 3rd episode this season.
Okay.
And I watched it on bootleg, so I did see the 3rd episode already. You know what I'm saying?
Bless. Okay. Hey.
They put on HBO to go early, like
Okay.
beforehand. So yeah, so I watched it, and
Mhm.
yeah, I see what she's trying to do. She's trying to be all inclusive. My only issue is just like, where does it fit into the show? Where does it fit into the 2 prior seasons that you've had, and how do you make it seem like an interesting show as opposed to just you trying to put your homies on and bring attention to your cause rather than you just writing a good show.
Well, a lot of shows do that. A lot of shows are first
What's up, lady?
yeah, a lot of shows will first like draw in an audience, right? A strong audience base. And then all of a sudden you'll be like, what happened? This isn't the same show I started watching on season 1, 2, and 3. And everything's changed because now I'm pushing my political views, right? I see it all the time on television shows. One that people watch a lot of is like Grey's Anatomy, right? You hear Grey's Anatomy's been on for like, what? I think they're going on like their 15th, 16th season. And in the beginning, it was just about the actual show. But now it's like pushing their agenda on their political views way more than ever. And so I think all shows do that. It's just, what are they pushing?
So my issue is, so I voiced my opinion and I got talking to a young lady and pretty much like, why is it that you can't on those in particular topics just voice your opinion and say whether or not like, yo, I don't like the show because this is the direction they're going into. Like, and it has nothing to do with being homophobic or anything. Just like, I don't, like, I'm no longer entertained by the show. Like, this is no longer what I want to watch. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't, like, I did the same thing with Game of Thrones. I did the same thing with the last, with,
you didn't finish Game of Thrones? Did you finish it? Did you finish Game of Thrones?
I did, angrily. I was angered. I was angered by the entire last season.
You just got triggered. Okay, keep moving. Keep moving.
Don't get me started, man.
Okay, got it.
Don't even
cool. Go.
And then what's the game? Like, remember when the game came back with
I think I may have watched only 1 or 2 seasons of that. I don't watch a bunch of television.
Yeah, and then like shoot, people still mad that they replaced Unvid with light skin Unvid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so don't get mad at me that I no longer like the direction that your show is going on. You know what I'm saying? When you gave me 2 seasons of that not being it. Like, that's how I feel.
So, okay, so I get what you're saying. You're saying it would have been different if that was how the show was in the beginning.
Completely different.
Right. Like, okay, like this weekend I did watch Dave Chappelle, like on Netflix, right? And then on television, of course, they show reruns all the time. But his agenda has been the same the entire time. It didn't change. Like, he pushed his political views or what he views as what's going on in the world. But I see what you're saying. Like, and he kept his same audience.
Exactly.
Whereas, yeah. Right. But that is why I stopped watching shows. I don't watch a lot of television because it starts to disappoint me. It's like, yeah.
Like, Lee Daniels did the same thing with Empire.
Yeah, I stopped watching that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
It was way too extra. I was like, I can't get with this. This is. I think I stopped watching after about season 2.
I feel like that's when everybody really stopped watching it. And it's just like, nah, like that. This is not the show I signed up for. Like, I don't
watch any of Tyler Perry shows. I said what I said.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that for a whole nother day. Like, that's. I'm gonna say that for a whole nother day.
For a lot of reasons. Okay, got it. Cool.
For a lot of reasons.
Okay.
So, all right. So you sent me a video. I didn't finish watching said video. But go ahead, summarize the video that you sent to me.
So what's the name of the video? It's on YouTube, and it's Funky Divina, but he uses his real name, and it says straight black men is what's wrong with the black community, pretty much. And so why you give me this space already? So he basically says that black men always want the support from black women, from gay black people in general, right? But when do they support black women? When do they support black gays? And so he uses different stories or of how he used to be when he would go into the barbershop. And he said, you know, people would go into the barbershop and you sit around and you hear the different conversations. And the conversations would go more like, yeah, I had sex with old girl, but then I went home to my wife. Or like, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so got to fighting and I would have popped off on his ass too. It's never a positive reinforcement. So he's saying like that's where kids learn. And he's saying that's where he learned that he needed to hide his sexuality. And so that's what he was saying. He was saying like, you never hear them saying, oh, that's my wife, that's my queen, that's who I'm lifting up. He's like, you never hear those things. And you're taught that at a very young age. And so when you get older, because it's learned, Black men should be speaking on the positive, not just the negatives. But I think that Black men feel like they have a persona that they have to uphold.
Okay.
At times. I don't know. What do you think? You didn't even watch it all. I asked you to watch it and you didn't. And you said you were triggered by it. You was like, I didn't watch it. I was triggered. But what triggered you? And why did it trigger you?
Because first off, it's hard for me to take
I'm gonna drink.
Huh? I don't like watching videos where your main point of the video is to bash my character. Because I am a straight black male. So your perspective is basically saying that I'm the issue and you've never been a straight black male.
I don't think that was his point. And if you would have watched the entire video.
What was the title?
But it's just like in media says things that's going to grab your attention, right?
But what was the title though? It
was something like straight black men is what's wrong with the black community. Something like that.
And then he talked about something completely different.
But look, when you're passing through the news, let's just say you have your television on, you have the news playing in the background. When certain words are said, right, it triggers you. It makes you pay attention to it.
But was that not what he was trying to?
He wanted to grab your attention because he wanted to gain an audience, right? And he wanted to talk about the things that he's experienced.
But wasn't that not what he was ultimately trying to say?
We can agree to disagree. I don't think so.
You don't think
you didn't even watch the entire thing.
But you did.
How many minutes did you watch? 2? 3? It was like 27 minutes. How many minutes you watch?
Like 9.
Close-minded. You see what I'm saying?
No, that's not. I don't believe that, dog. First of all,
I see someone say, I believe straight black men support black women. I think they do, but to a degree.
We definitely do. 100%. 100%, though. 100%. My issue is...
But not consistently and not across the board.
So my issue is the way he presented that. He presented that as if, and the same way these woke black women have been presenting it is that's what matters right now. And I disagree with that. And it's like, stop trying to find your way into the conversation when the conversation is about all of us. Like, you're choosing to exclude yourself from this conversation. So if you fall under the umbrella of being black, you're still a part of this conversation. Like, it's not just about black men. It's just that the examples that we've seen, excluding Breonna Taylor, have consistently been people that look like myself. So why do you feel as though you gotta separate yourself and then point out that I'm not supporting you when it's not about just me, it's about black people in general? Like, we're talking about the black issue have to deal with the black community as a whole. If you feel like you're not a part of that community, I don't get it then. Like, if you are a part of that community because being a woman and being gay, if you're black, you're a part of that community. So stop taking yourself away from the equation to point out what I'm not doing for you. Because right now it's not about me and you, it's about all of us. That's my issue. That's my issue.
But when do you think that the uproar really comes, Horace? Is it when, and I get what you're saying, and you're saying like he's almost like a Karen, right? Like, I'm saying all lives matter.
Definitely Karen.
Say all lives matter, not just black lives matter. I get what you're saying. I hate you. Who you got? I hate you. But what I'm saying is do you think it's the same energy though? Like with Breonna Taylor, for example, it wasn't the same energy. And sometimes people have to say, let's not forget her too in the conversation. That it's not just black men, it is black women, but we keep seeing like the black men being the face of it. And I understand what you're saying. But I know me as a black woman walking around, I go through my own challenges. Not the same challenges that black men go through. I'm sure I know that. And I 110% believe in supporting black men, but do you think that we get the same support? Do we get the same energy?
So, and this is where...
Okay, yeah, okay, here you go.
And this is where I have the issue with black women.
Uh-huh.
Y'all are quick to point the finger of blame at black men, But I feel as though if anything that we do, we follow you guys your own lead. You guys do not consistently support one another in anything.
You saying black men follow the black woman's lead?
Yes, when it comes to how black women support one another. Now, I'm not talking about your friend that got her own clothing line. I'm not talking about your homegirl that do taxes. I'm not talking about the homegirl that has her own business and does this, that, and the third. I'm talking about other black women in general, and I don't see that support coming from black women. I see, like it. We talked about off camera, but we talked about a young black woman from Flint, Michigan. That's a boxer, a three-time a three-time heavyweight champion. She won 3 gold medals in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to ask you because I already know the answer. You don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, but if you ask me about anybody else in boxing, I don't know what you're talking about either.
My whole point is, it should matter to you specifically because she's a black woman.
Okay.
Like, we ain't talking about in general. We talking about because she's a black woman. Okay. Black women don't watch the WNBA. They get the WNBA. The average WNBA player gets like 50 G's a year. That's why they got several jobs. Y'all don't support. Y'all don't support. Y'all want to be a part, but then when y'all apart, y'all don't support the people that are a part of it. And I ain't gonna flex. I don't watch the WNBA. I barely watch it. I really don't watch the NBA. But the WNBA is for women, and women don't watch that. Women don't support the new tennis champion that came out of Serena that happens to be a black woman. We got a new Miss America, Miss Universe. They both black women. What are their names? You don't know. Like
I don't watch none of that shit. And how did I know black women were gonna win before they even won? Listen, I don't watch any of that shit.
But I'm saying though, so don't get mad at us talking about we don't support y'all. Well, y'all don't support y'all.
And you think y'all support y'all?
Yes, I support all my black brothers.
Okay. I'm just asking.
But at the end of the day, I'm rooting for everybody that's black.
Okay.
Sue me. I'm rooting for everybody that's black.
Oh yeah. Okay. Got it. Cool. Okay.
I'm just saying.
You see, I'm drinking.
No, I see you drink. Let me go ahead. Let me take a sip of my glass, my damn stuff.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Turn my fan up. Let's get out of here.
Right. What's the next topic? Let's go.
I'm just saying, man. So
I hear you.
All right. So I seen this meme of some gentleman, and he was saying that where did these guys come from? Because to expect that a man pays that a woman should put in on, like his example was utility bill and plus most. I see you, I see you, my G. So he was saying, should a man shouldn't want his lady to pay like the utilities if he paid for if they go to the restaurant, like he should never ask her to pay the tip. You know what I'm saying? Like he should pay all the bills in the house. So my question, what are your thoughts on that? Do you agree with that? Do you disagree with that?
I disagree with that.
Why is that?
And it's just because I think that a relationship is a partnership. I think it's a team. I've had this conversation with people that are married, and I asked them, how do you guys manage your money? I have one, they've been together for 19 years, right? Been married for about 15 years though, out of that 19. And she said, our money goes into one account. That's what we do. Now she does make more than her husband, but she was like, our money goes in the same account. We manage it. We're good. Then I have this other couple who's been married for about 8 years. And he said, no, we do it more so like we just check in on each other. We split the bills down the middle, straight down the middle. And then we'll check in on each other. You good? You good? Make sure that each other's account is good and we go on. For me, I think that in a relationship, it is a partnership and we want to win together. And no, I don't think I wouldn't want to put that much weight on my partner.
One individual.
Right. Now, of course, women who disagree with that are going to say on the flip side, but he wants to be the man, he wants to be the leader, right? But if I'm splitting it down the middle, then shit, I got an equal say. Well, for me, I look at it differently. And I had this conversation with who I'm dating. I said, hey, I need a man that's going to spiritually lead and lead my household. That's where we're at. And I do make more than him, right? And so I don't have a problem with that as long as you present yourself as the man and don't put all that on me, we're good. And we can still split that. Huh? Yeah. So what do you think?
I think like that, like, you know, I feel like first off, let's acknowledge the fact that like Black women are definitely leading most industries as far as them being the most educated amongst us. Not saying that the only way you can get in the bag is if you're educated, but I'm saying like with great blessings comes great rewards. So I mean, Black women are definitely out here getting it. So I'm like, that's who I'm trying to ultimately lead my life with. So what does that look like if I'm bringing this to the table and I'm paying everything, and then you get yours too? Like you grinding, you on your stuff just like I am,
right?
And my money is our money, and your money is your own. Like if we trying to build something.
But I have seen a couple do where they lived off of one person's income. They lived off of one part. Yeah, they lived off of one, but they had a plan, right? They were like, we're gonna live off of one person's income. We're gonna save another, and guess what? Now they're self-made millionaires who owns a couple of clinics.
But even with that, that's both of them choosing to grow their income together, though. Like it's not just saying like it's not the woman saying, "Oh, this is my money and only my money." It's like, okay, we're gonna take my money to do this, and we're gonna take your money and do this. Like, so that's still an agreement amongst one another.
Now I did send that meme that you sent me to one of my homeboys. He's like, "That's called a zaddy." That's what he said. He was like, "That's called a zaddy." He's like, I'm not paying for everything. He shut it down quickly. I'm not paying for everything. It's called a zaddy.
Yeah, like I don't feel like unless you talking about, you know what I'm saying, I'm a multi-millionaire athlete, you know what I'm saying, like, and you just like come to, you know, events with me and shit like that, like, okay, like that's different. But like if we regular 9 to 5, huh?
Okay. That's not a prostitute. But go ahead. That's not an escort, nigga.
I'm talking about the average individual. We regular 9 to 5 working individuals, and let's get this money together. Let's find out multiple ways to make our money grow. Okay. But it's going to be our money. Like we're not just going to spend my money. We not going out on trips to here to there and paying all the bills just off of my salary. That sounds crazy to me. Like,
yeah, I think it's crazy. I mean, I wouldn't. Anyone that I'm having that conversation with, I see them as anyone that I'm having that type of conversation with, or I'm on that level with, I feel like I'm seeing you long term, right? It's not short term, it's long term. And I think it has to be an understanding and a partnership, and even going into marriage. But everyone's marriage is different, everyone's relationship is different, and you are free to make whatever rules you want to make and don't have to base it off of what society says it should be, right? And those two relationships that I use as an example, where one is like we put all our money together, the other one's like, no, we keep our money separate. But women are taught, women are taught, you know, you always have another account on the side too.
Little side bag.
Another account on the side. Like, you know, you have your own money on the side. I mean,
put money here, but I'm gonna
put some money aside just in case. We're taught that. Just in case.
Yeah, see, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? And that it makes a lot of sense. But so the other issue to me is not issue, but that kind of goes with the same thing. The other topic I want to talk about is when people have toxic behavior and they don't know or acknowledge it. Because I think that mentality of thinking like, yeah, a man should do this, that, and the third, and it's okay for you to do this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's it's women that genuinely believe that, and those usually are your toxic individuals. So, I was in a relationship, and this person had very toxic traits. that she didn't realize about herself.
Okay,
And
give me a couple of what you define as toxic traits. Give me at least two.
So like she would be quick to like, okay, we could have, if we had a disagreement, her facial expressions would change while she's talking to me. If you look at me a certain kind of way, your facial expression can come off a certain kind of way, and it came off negative. And when I would acknowledge, like, hey, like, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm not trying to argue either. Like, your face is scrounched. Like, you have an aggressive, like, you look aggressive off GP. Like, let's regroup. Let's regroup. Like, I don't want to regroup. Like, you know, I like that. Like, we having a conversation, and she would be like, "What? Like, first of all, don't do that." Like, I'm trying to have a progressive conversation so we can get to an end goal. My end goal isn't to be mad at one another because we're a team.
Right.
So fix your body language. And she didn't want to do that. So that's one. I see. I got time.
I was trying to make sure I didn't make a facial expression, but go ahead.
So check your body language, especially if you're trying to have a discussion.
Right. Okay.
So I feel like that's toxic behavior. Other joint is like she would want to argue, and I'm not a big arguer, yo. Like I don't really like. We can have a conversation, but I'm not for the argue, especially on dumb stuff. And like us disagreeing will cause an argument, and it's like we can disagree on everything, but again, like it's one team, one goal. So this shouldn't turn into something deeper than what it is.
Right.
And my issue is when we have a disagreement or an argument, I need you to realize in real time what happened and let's address that. I don't got a couple hours for you to be mad and then come back to it. That's toxic. Let's address it as adults. Go ahead. Like you feel like you're
okay,
good.
Okay, cool. Okay, got it.
What you got going on? Let's talk about it.
As far as don't sit on it for a couple hours and come back to it, some people do need to sit on things and like take a step back, right? Take a step back. Some people do not just, okay, we're having this discussion, I want to resolve it right now. Everyone's not like that.
But I'm talking about when you are wrong though. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ever had a conversation and then misconversation be like, for example, like you talk to somebody and like this is a lighter example, but you talk to your friend and be like, yo, remember when you said so and so? Be like, yeah, I ain't say that. And then they told you the whole story and be like, oh damn, I did say that. Like, I need you to know in that moment when you are effing up and then address that in that moment.
But everyone's not okay, so I see what everyone's not set up that way though.
But that's toxic.
But okay, but let me ask this. What were you doing to help her see that? Was it you just saying, hey, that's toxic? Or were you saying, hey, I'm mad because you're mad and you're not letting it go? Why are we rehashing this when we talked about it? Like, what were you doing? For me, for example, this weekend, we all went out of town or whatever. I did like a little vacay, right? And so, and I was in the wrong. Okay, which is rare. Okay, which is rare. I was
lies. Say another lie. Say another lie.
I was in the wrong, right? And so I was like, I'm gonna run in the store and I'm gonna come out. And he was super quiet because he's like, I'm not gonna say anything. And like for me, I wanted him to respond right away because I need to know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Because I don't over here getting smart with your ass. Like what? So and when I came back, he said, you know, I'm not mad, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. And
damn, he hit me with I'm disappointed.
He said, I'm disappointed, right? And that's the last thing you want somebody who you care about to say.
Yeah, that hurts.
That hurts, right? I was like, what? What? So me? You just wanted me, right? But I knew he needed to take time to be able to communicate with me how he was feeling because, and even now I'll say elephant because we were watching something and he said you can't stand up on the elephant all the way and see everything. Sometimes you have to take a step back in order to see the full picture. And sometimes people just have to take a step back. And so with you saying she's toxic because she doesn't discuss what you want to discuss when you are ready, yeah, what are you owning on that?
I'm not saying every single time, but I'm saying eventually you have to address it in that moment. I don't have for every argument that we have, if we have a lot of arguments, for you to always take that amount of time. Like, I mean, because I feel like a relationship is like your job. And like, so a couple things. Shalina said time may be needed to adequately address things. And then Nikisha said, I don't want to argue while I'm angry. Give me a minute. I don't have a problem with that.
Thank you. Who said that love been successful?
But a relationship is like a job. Like, I can't be mad about something at my job and then be mad for the next 8 hours at my job. You know what I'm saying? You got to get over that shit. Like, that's part of being a professional. So why don't you have that same level of professionalism at work that you have at work in our relationship? Because you got to suck it up at work. But you can be mad at me for the next couple of days. Like, nah, fam. Like, I don't need that. Like, and especially with me and this young lady, like, we argued over a lot of dumb stuff. We don't got that time that you taking a couple days or even a couple hours to continue to be mad about something. Like, we got to get through it. Like, and we got to get to the point where we can get through it when it's happening. Because we don't, like, I don't want to be in a position if we argue, because I don't even like to argue, that every time we argue, I got to wait a couple hours and you at my crib the whole time. Like, nah, I don't want to go through that. I stayed in a 1 bedroom at a time. Like, we gonna see each other. Like,
but do you
see it all? What up, baby?
But Horace, all I hear you saying is I, and what I want, and what I need, and what I don't want to deal with, and what
I'm speaking from my perspective.
Okay, but in a relationship, it can't be only from your perspective. It has to be from both.
And that's what I'm saying. It's okay sometimes, but not all of the time. Like, that can't be, especially if you're in the wrong, you can't continue to keep coming to me hours and days after the fact, like, I apologize for doing this, because you actually saw that you were in the wrong in that time. You know what I'm saying? Because I can apologize and know that I'm right in the moment. And, like, in the particular conversation I had with her, like, why would you apologize if you're wrong? If you don't think that you're wrong, because I acknowledge the way that it made you feel, and I was wrong for that. God damn, that was bars. What these?
What you mean that wasn't bars, nigga? No, it wasn't. It wasn't bars. I don't think that I don't know. Yes, you can apologize for how it makes a person feel, but you're wanting her to say, I'm sorry right away if she's wrong.
It's not about saying you're sorry right away, but don't keep that same negative energy in that.
But sometimes I might be in the wrong, and I don't know that I'm in the wrong until I sit back and really think about it. Until I sit back and really think about it, because if I start popping off right away, guess what? This mouth can't be controlled. So it's better that I take a step back. It's better that I take a step back.
No, you seem like you toss out like you just throw the whole kitchen sink into the conversation.
Listen, I'm just saying. Like, give me a moment.
We didn't even have to take it there. We didn't have to take it there. You take it. I feel like you take it there.
You feel like you take it there?
Huh?
You feel like I take it there?
I feel like you take it there and be like, yo, we didn't even have to take it there, yo. Be like, and
another thing, and another thing. And about a month ago, I'm growing.
Right.
I'm hashtag growth. I'm growing as a person.
Remember 2019? Remember in December in 2019?
I
ain't even say nothing there.
The old me, yes, would be like, and another thing, and another thing, and you a hoe ass. Yeah, I'm that one. I used to be that one, but I'm growing as a person. Thank you. Growth. But yes, I have been that person, but I mean, I also think it comes with time. But you're sitting there saying that you want somebody to apologize or admit they're wrong or get over shit when you're ready for them to get over it, and it just does not work that way.
I'm just saying, don't continue.
Don't continue
to make that be.
That's what I heard during your bars.
Don't continue to let that be your narrative.
Okay.
Because that will get old very quick.
But how long were you in this relationship?
2 long years.
Okay.
2 very long years. But enough about me.
Yeah, you see I'm sipping.
Enough about me.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't get a chance to talk about, and I know this thing dumb late after that, but actually no, I ain't even gonna say that. So no, I will. So Bob, so did we get a chance to talk about Insecure?
What? Yes, we did get to. We didn't get to fully talk about it. About will you take your ex back if? What was the topic? Will you take your ex back if they got someone else pregnant, like a break baby?
Yeah, we touched on it.
We touched on it, but we didn't talk about it.
Would you, child?
Listen.
Child?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a lot of things you have to factor in. Like if I was Issa watching Insecure, would I take Lawrence back? Yeah, I would.
Would you not?
I would. For the simple fact that yeah, I think he made some mistakes, but she did too, and they were getting to a point. But it was definitely during the time when they were not even in a relationship. But so for Insecure, I would say yes for yes for like I'm rooting for Issa and Lawrence. But for me,
I'm rooting for everybody that's black.
okay. Okay, anyways. But for me, I don't know. I've never been put in a situation like that. I think it can be sloppy.
The simple fact, Lauren is fine. Relax. You gotta relax. Relax.
So loved and successful. I love you because yes, that too plays a part. Okay, but but yes. So I mean, if I was Issa, I would take Lawrence back. But I think it's easier for women to forgive men than it is for men to forgive women on that, or say, yeah, I'm gonna be here. You're pregnant, right? Because you got to see that belly growing. You pregnant with another man. You gonna say no? I ain't doing it. Is that what you gonna say?
Yeah, no, I can't get past that. Like I see the growth of it. Like you know what I mean, and you gotta like ego
Like
does play a part because I gotta be out in public with you and you be pregnant, and the public assumption would be that I'm the father, and so I gotta deal with.
You gotta be out in public. Did you say I gotta be out in public with you?
Yes, that is what I said.
Okay, go ahead, cause I poured me a drink. Go ahead.
The public assumption would be if I'm in public with you and you're pregnant, if we go to the grocery store, that I'm the father of that child. That's the public assumption.
So let me ask you this: do you date women who have kids?
Do I?
Or have you?
Have I? Yes.
Yeah.
But that's different from me being with them while they're actually pregnant.
But if you're out in public with a 1 or 2 year old, people can easily assume that is your child.
But that's also different if she's currently pregnant.
So like, you're saying, but
and honestly, I do have a cap. I don't know how I would feel about dating a woman that has a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old or younger than that. Like, I think they at least got to be of a certain age for me to jump in that boat, because for me, like, I mean, if the child is still a baby, that's a very fresh relationship, regardless of how it ended or how it started. Mm-hmm. Like, that's super fresh. So I don't know what kind of circumstances y'all fell upon, but I think y'all need to figure that out before I get involved. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's still a fresh womb. Or not necessarily a womb, but it's a fresh situation. And I don't want to be in a situation of that magnitude.
So then let me ask you this. Do you think Issa should take Lawrence back? Do
I think Issa should take Lawrence back? I don't know, man. I think it will be hard, especially because she knows Condola. Do I want to see them be together? I think I'm rooting for them to be in a relationship together. I'm not really feeling Nate, but I think that it would take her to be a very mature person to be able to get through that, and I don't know if she's that mature of a person to be able to deal with that.
So on the flip side, if Issa was pregnant with Nathan, do you think Lauren should take Issa back?
Again, that's different. Like Issa can be in a relationship with Lawrence, and Lawrence has to be a visible father. Before those 9 months, it's their relationship outside of the time that he has to give isn't going to change. It's a difference if I visibly see you getting pregnant. If I'm going to be a good boyfriend, I'm going to be around for your doctor visits. I'm going to be around for your morning sickness, everything like that. I'm going to see you gain weight. I'm going to see your hip spread. I'm going to see your nose spread. I'm going to be a part of that. And then I have to constantly remind myself that I'm not the father of that child. That's a different burden from a man's perspective.
Okay.
To sign up for. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Well, I do know. I want to be able to do it. Me, personally. Me, Horace Wright. I can't do it. Finish your little drink, man. I ain't gonna flex, man. We talked a little bit longer than I anticipated, man. Like, man, I love it. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, give the people a little bit of something to think about next time, man. So, do you have any closing thoughts before we, you know what I'm saying, call it a night?
Besides, I don't think you got bars.
Hater!
So,
hater!
Besides that, I mean, I just think that what you just said was complete double standard. That, I mean, you could shrug all day. You asked me if I had closing thoughts. I mean, shit, that's my closing thoughts. I think it's complete bullshit and double standard.
I didn't make up the double standard.
I understand, but you sitting here speaking and pushing it on live that, hey, a woman, I visibly can see it. Well, one, it's a lot of men out here that did not.
I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it.
Push your ass to bed is what you do. Push your ass to bed. I can't stand you. Okay, so I just feel like it's bullshit. I do. I think it's bullshit. And I think, you know, that way of thinking is not going to help equality between women and men, but whatever. What's your closing thoughts? Because that's bullshit, and I'm disappointed.
Happy birthday, Tuskegee. 139 years, baby. That's my closing thoughts, man. Nicole, love you. Talk
love
to you later.
You.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.